Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chrissy and this is Barefoot in the Garden. Today is the 2-week mark that I started my locks, and I just want to show you guys how they're looking today and kind of just talk about the first 2 weeks of starting locks with 3B, 3C hair type. So they are a little messy because I don't sleep with anything on them. But this is what we have so far. And if you notice that the tips are lighter than the rest, that's just what my hair does. It's always done that. It's always lightened at the tips and stayed darker at the roots. I don't know. It might be because of the products that I use to wash my hair. They're coming along. They're coming along. The ones in the back stayed in their twists a lot more than the ones in the front. And I don't really know why. Maybe because I wear my hair up most of the time, so they're kind of protected from any friction. But I'm really excited about this journey. I've always wanted to start locks, but I've never had the balls to do it. And I'm super excited that I finally grew some. So let me tell you about how I started them. It was 2 strand twists, and I didn't use any product. I didn't want to have any buildup, and I didn't know the right product to use. So I decided not to use anything at all. And the 2 strand twists were really thin the first couple days until, you know, the friction of me sleeping and just messing with it during the day started to happen. But for the first couple days, they were really stringy, and they kind of still are stringy. I noticed that my hair is on the thinner side, and I didn't realize that until I started the locks. The ends are really thin and stringy. They don't have that like form yet. So I haven't washed it 2 weeks in, and I'm not feeling nasty. I'm not feeling dirty. I'm just really enjoying this process. I did buy that interlocking tool, and I tried it on these front ones here. And you can see how they look different, like these ones here. You can see how they look different from, say, one of these in the back. So I've been palm rolling them whenever I can and just trying to maintain the twist as much as possible. And I think that I'm going to wash it out tonight and try to retwist some of the ones in the back. Some of the ones in the back are coming undone, and they're kind of starting to mat together. So I don't know if I should just combine these two that are kind of matted together. That one came out all the way, and just make it one. I'm gonna do some tweaking, some washing, and some retwisting, but it's going good. And I primarily wanted to make this video for those of you out there with 3B hair type, because sometimes some portions are actually 3A. So I just wanted to make this video for y'all because there's not too many videos out there, and there are some, but they're a couple years old. So I thought that this would be a useful topic. So let me just give you guys my overview on starting locks with 3B, 3A, or 3C hair type. Your 2 strand twist may not lock right away like mine, because our hair is a lot finer, a lot thinner, and a lot looser. But that's okay, because we joined this lock process to go through the journey. So you will definitely get your locks. I feel like my locks will, I mean, they'll definitely mature. It's gonna take some time, but I'm down for it. I'm down for the ride. I did have an original picture of what they look like the day I did the 2-strand twist, but I broke my phone and that picture was in that phone. So this is what you guys have for reference of starting locks with our hair type. And I'll try to give you guys like a maybe bi-weekly update on what's going on. There's not too much that goes on a day-to-day. So I think bi-weekly will be pretty good. One thing that I didn't touch on was like the actual day-to-day of like styling and how I wore my hair. Like I said, most of the time I just wear it up in a top knot or in a high pony. And that works for me really well when I'm able to brush my hair. But since I have these little baby locks in here, I can't brush it and like smooth out the frizz. So I would say that, you know, we're so aesthetic, like in our minds, like everything has to be aesthetically pleasing to us, including the physical. So like dealing with the frizz and like not being able to tame some of my baby hairs like when it's up was probably one of the hardest parts to deal with. I think like once you get past the physical aspect of your hair not being as perfect as you normally would have it, everything else is pretty easy. But you know, getting past that frizzy ugly phase, like a lot of people like to call it, I don't think it's ugly. I'm actually really enjoying how I look. But I can see how people would give up through that process, because the first couple weeks is hard. It's really hard, but we're gonna hang in there. I also want to address shrinkage. My hair fell to my shoulders. Like it would maybe go a little bit past my shoulders when it was brushed and wet. So it definitely has shrank some. And what's really weird is like, this is the high traffic area, right? All this in here. That's why it looks so much different than the back. But the back is like curling. Like my twist back here, you see that? They're like curly Sues, and these ones here fall straighter. So that's what I mean about the different hair types that I have, like 3A, 3B, 3C. So the different textures in the different areas are setting and locking differently, which is really interesting. But yeah, these ones in the back are like curly Sues. And none of these have been retwisted, and you see how nice they are. But they're coiling up, and it gives the effect of like an angled bob almost. Super proud of them though. So that's it for today's video, y'all. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of info on starting locks with 3B, 3A, 3C hair type. Y'all stick along for the journey. Like I said, I'll be giving you guys bi-weekly updates, and I hope that this was useful for some of y'all. So until next time, guys, keep growing your own food, keep loving life, and grand rising to all.